Okay, let's go ahead and kick it off. Today is March 7, 2024. This is the meeting of the Kubernetes Storage Special Interest Group. As a reminder, this meeting is public, recorded, and posted on YouTube. On the agenda today, we're going to go over the 130 planning items. The latest milestone was code freeze, which just happened recently, a couple of days ago. Upcoming deadlines are the docs ready to review deadline coming up on March 12th. That's the date that docs should be ready to review by. And blog should be ready to review by the 22nd. So if you have any tasks that you're working on that require docs or blog, please make sure to hit those deadlines. And then KubeCon EU is happening the week of 19th of March to 22nd. And after that, we'll have code freeze. If you have anything that you want to talk about today, please feel free to add to the agenda. You can find the link to the agenda doc in your invite. With that, I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the 130 items, and we can get a status update of which ones made it into the code freeze and which ones didn't. Okay. So first up, we have recovering from resize failures. This is staying in alpha for the 130 release. Any updates on this one?
I think there are no updates in this Kubernetes release, to be honest.
Got it. So let's go through the rest of these and see if any of them are close or if there's any progress that was made at all. So next one is volume group API. Anything new on that one?
No, this is staying in alpha. I think we probably should discuss about some possible CSI step changes, maybe after KubeCon.
Okay. Then provision volumes from cross namespace, snapshot, PVC, continued design work. Volume populator is work in progress, so this would be design. And assume no updates on this one. Next is CSI volume health additional metrics. This was work in progress last time. Any updates on this one?
So I talked to the person who is interested in working on that. She said she's going to get back and work on this. I have not heard from her yet.
Got it. Okay. Let me mark that as no update for now.
Okay.
Next is change block tracking and so CSI spec changes for that. What's the status of that? I haven't been keeping up.
So it's all ready to merge, but we need some CLAs to get signed by the contributors. That hasn't happened yet, as far as we know. And Saad, you have to track that and confirm that personally, right? Like there's no
Yeah,
system.
that's right. I haven't seen
Okay.
anything else come through yet, so
Yeah, we talked to Carl and he said it's still pending with their legal. So
got it.
the change is ready, but we have no CLA.
Okay, I'll help push that along as soon as I see it. All right, thanks, Ben. Next is enable privilege containers for Windows to replace CSI proxy for Windows. It's out of tree work designed for this cycle. Last update, met with Mauricio, will make changes in EBS CSI driver. Any updates on this? Do we have Manu or Eddie on the call?
Hey, yeah, it's Eddie here. Good afternoon or good morning, everyone. So the latest status on this is that we had an internal design meeting. So we have a good strategy for implementing this in the driver. However, Manu is currently trying to get this work prioritized. And once we get the green light, then we can proceed with the implementation. So yeah.
Got it. Cool. Thanks, Eddie. Next item is SE Linux relabeling using mount options. Access mode other than read write once prod.
So the code is merged and docs.pr is open. And new CI jobs are running and green.
Awesome. Good progress. Thanks, Jan. Okay, next one is always on a reclaim policy, end-to-end tests and code changes, alpha for this cycle. Last status update was E2E tests, also increased scope, delete PB directly. Anything new here?
So the E2E test is still there. I think we haven't made the final decision on whether the scope will be increased. I think Deepak is supposed to write up something, but based on our last discussion in the last meeting, I believe we probably won't be increasing the scope, but we need to just document it.
Got it. Okay, sounds good. Thank you for that update. Next is volume attributes class, which is staying in alpha for 1.3. Was marked as a work in progress last cycle. Any updates on this one?
So we resolved some discussion around the finalizer implementation, and there was a draft PR, but it's not ready for review. And then there is this other one of the quota change waiting on dead S2K to review.
Got it.
What's that person's name?
Dave.
Dave, okay.
David Leeds.
Perfect. All right, cool. Thank you for that update. Sounds like this will probably slip into the next cycle, but there is progress here. So I'm going to mark this as started. Next is robust volume manager reconstruction. Going from beta to GA this cycle. Last cycle, the update was docs. PR is out. PR to flip the feature gate is merged and no plans for blog. Anything new here?
Yeah, that's the same.
Got
Code
it.
is merged and docs is open.
Okay. So feature gate, PR merged, docs, PR. All right, thank you, Jan. Next is storage capacity scoring. Anything new here?
I think the cap author is opinion or reviews.
Yeah, like he's bringing people around to get reviews. Do we
Okay.
have Michelle here? We don't.
Michelle's not on the call today.
Okay, I will ping her
Okay.
on Slack then.
All right, thank you for that. Next is co-owned with other SIGs, SIG node, non-graceful node shutdown tests. It's a bug fix for this cycle. Any update here?
Oh, well, unfortunately, that test is still not merged, and there were some issues with CI that's still not fixed. I did ping Ashutosh, but he seems to be busy, so I haven't got back to this yet.
Okay, thank you for the update, Xing. Next is add option to disable 6-minute force detach timer. Last update here was approved by Michelle, needs another approval.
I believe this was merged.
Awesome.
There's a separate docs PR which may not have merged, but I think it was very close last I checked. So
Cool.
So Ben, can you refresh my memory on this one? So basically, this is going to
this is a command line option. It's a command line flag on Cube Controller Manager to disable the bad behavior.
The default default is
it
what?
defaults to the current behavior. Yes.
Okay.
So, but like I believe that over time we need to default it to the other behavior and fully deprecate this functionality.
Okay.
Because because it just violates the CSI spec.
Right. Yeah.
Cool.
But for now, it's optional.
Okay.
Yeah, makes sense not to make a big behavior change yet. Okay, next one is Cozy overall move to beta. Last update here was working on updating the KEP. Is that still in progress?
Yeah, still in progress. Blaine has been working on that, adding metrics, basically filling out the PRR section.
Perfect. Thank you, Xing. Next is CSI sidecars all in one. So I think last update here, biweekly sync with Mauricio. Any new updates here?
Yes, so Jeff from Alibaba set up a bi-weekly meeting where AWS, Alibaba, and me from Google joined and established how we were going to work together. Our first milestone is going to be working on the strategy work stream to understand better how things would look like with a unified sidecar monorepo. We are going to work in three main areas, which are development workflow, risk and mitigation analysis, and finally, the migration strategy of CSI drivers to use the unified sidecar. And later we will share a recommendation for each of these points with SIG storage to get some feedback. And then we will proceed with a POC.
Awesome. That sounds like great progress, Mauricio. Thank you for driving that.
Sure, no problem. Thanks.
All right, next we are at control volume mode conversion between source and target PVC. This would be end-to-end tests, moving from beta to GA. Any updates on this one? Do we have Ronak on the call?
So this one basically code is already there. It's Ronak has a doc and block placeholder PR. I think the same, yeah, same as last time.
Sounds good. Okay, sounds good. Thank you for that update, Sheng. Next we have, okay, these are just tracking bugs for 131 release, so we'll skip over those. With that, we're done with status updates. I'll go ahead and switch back to our agenda doc, and looks like we have one item today. Jan, you want to talk about this one?
Well, we basically did. That's the storage capacity scoring feature that we discussed that needs reviews.
Got it.
And I will poke Michelle.
Cool. Anything else for discussion today, folks?
Saad, do you want to cancel next meeting, which happens during KubeCon?
That is a good question. Yeah, we should do that. I think it's directly in the middle of KubeCon, so yeah, I will go ahead and cancel the next meeting. Any objections to that from anyone? Okay, Stephen, I see you've added some items here. Do you want to walk through these?
Yes, thank you very much for the review and the merge of the volume attachment test. If you check out the first link, it will show the test that was merged. The second link has the current progress it has on test grid, which will show basically about a 1 to 2 day period of how it's been tracking. We've got historical pictures that are showing that it hasn't flaked at all, but the last link is the triage link. So it actually, by putting that test name in, it's showing that there is no potential flakes that have happened in the last sort of just over 2 weeks. Week that it's been in. And we've still got to meet 1 more week for SIG architecture's requirements for the test to be valid, to be promoted to conformance. So I'll be looking to create the appropriate PR in early next week. It would just be great for people just to be aware to make sure that it gets merged before the 19th. So we meet code freeze. Test freeze.
Yep. Yeah, thank you for calling that out, Stephen. And we can certainly help with that. Please ping on Slack, and Sheng, Jan, Michelle, and I'll help get that merged.
Thank you very much.
Cool.
Stephen,
Anything else, folks?
you need to submit a separate PR when you promote it, right?
Yes, it's a brand new PR that will have the extra metadata. I switched the test from being Ginkgo it to framework conformance it, and then there's a separate YAML file that someone from SIG architecture has to approve the test being added into the metadata for the tracking of all conformance tests.
Okay. Thanks.
Cool. Thank you for working on that, Stephen.
All good.
Anything else, folks? All right, we will give you 40 minutes back in your day today then. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.